What's up, family? So yeah, we getting ready to go in on this Michael Bennett topic. As you guys know, if you don't know, I'm gonna bring you up to speed. So Michael Bennett, who plays defensive end for the Seattle Seahawks NFL team, had a run-in with the police after what they thought was some shots being fired at a Las Vegas casino the night of the Floyd Mayweather-Conor McGregor fight. So what it turned out to be, a VIP pole had fell down, and I guess it made a clanking noise, but it sounded like, what they said sounded like gunfire. So people were running all over the place. People just running out of the building, running. Everybody just running. It's total chaos. The Keystone police from Las Vegas, it's like a dozen or more of them, and they all like in some type of formation, some type of combat formation, and they scared to death, and they run around here looking. So they spot, out of all the people, there's people running, everybody is running. They decide that they're gonna single out Michael Bennett. This is what Michael Bennett said. Michael Bennett said that he felt like he said that they singled him out. The dude got on top of him, pulled the gun on him. He put the cuffs on him, and another cop was standing over the rail pointing the gun at him, and Michael Bennett said they pointed a gun at his head. Well, the police denied those allegations. They said he lied. That didn't happen. It didn't happen like that. Nobody pointed a gun at him. Nobody pointed a gun at his head. Well, new video footage released shows otherwise. Actually, it supports Michael Bennett's case that yes, they did point a gun at his head. And he was in total compliance the whole time. And so these fools try to smear his name and try to act like he has some type of hidden agenda. When Michael Bennett first said that that's what happened to him, that was a collective agreement, a collective confirmation, if you will, from the black community. Because we know how they get down. We know how the police in America get down. So we gave him the benefit of the doubt that yes, he's probably telling the truth, because we know it's a whole lot of dirty ass cops out there who judge people based on their skin complexion. That's why most cops that get killed by white dudes, because they trust them more. They be all friendly and shit with them white dudes, and all of a sudden, pow, they out of here. That's who get them the most. But yet, they put the narrative out there, and they got people spooked when they start talking about protecting cops. Automatically, and they start talking about being tough on crime, they start thinking, a lot of people, the image that comes in a lot of people's mind is when they say tough on crime, they really mean, that's really code for being tough on black folks. So they say that they're scared. They're always saying that they're scared of us. They're scared. They're afraid. They feared for their life. They feared for their life. And more often than not, it's black people, specifically black men, black males, who are being gunned down by police when they're unarmed. Now, yes, the police kill more white people than black people, or any other people for that matter. But when you consider that black people only make up 13% of the population, the numbers are disproportionate. So it's not accurate when somebody say, well, the police kill more whites than blacks, and that's my argument for you guys overreacting about the police singling out black people. So here we have one more situation where the police singles out the black guy as the boogeyman. Now, keep in mind, there were all kind of people at that fight that night. There were all kind of people from every walk of life that was in that casino that night. But yet somehow, and another thing is this. The undersheriff said that they had cleared out the casino when they got to a point to where they had arrested, or they had, first of all, came into contact with Michael Bennett. And then they arrested him. So how do you clear out a casino and not see this big old ass 6'6", 300-pound black men? They trained to fear black men. Well, I ain't gonna say trained to fear, but they're trained to kill black men. They're trained. In fact, at one point, there was a story that came out where the police in a particular police department were using actual black targets, not silhouette targets, but actual targets of black people when they were shooting at the shooting range. They're trained to kill black people. I would go as far as to say there is a mandate to kill black people. And they wonder why we don't trust their asses. And they try to act like it's some type of mystical thing that's going on in our minds, that, we don't trust the police, and every time there's a black incident where the police are arresting somebody black or they kill somebody black, it has to be a racial component. You damn right. Let's go all the way back to the institution of policing in America. It was started, as most of you know, as a way to patrol black people, to control black people and keep black people in place. They figured out a way to continue to keep black people in bondage. Okay, so there's no more slavery. So what we'll do is that we'll just arrest them, and if they're not doing anything, we'll make up a case and we'll put them in jail and we'll send them to prison, and we'll make them slaves in that regard. It's in the Constitution that they can make you a slave if you commit a crime. It's in the Constitution. It's written in the Constitution. So what they did is they just worked the paper. They just made the paperwork. They just worked the paper. We'll lock them up. Yeah, they free or whatever, but they really not free because we are the police. And even if we don't see something, we see something. Even if you're not doing anything, we'll make up something. This is not a figment of my imagination. I'm not making this up. This was documented in a special report that was done by a number of police officers who were in the NYPD. They said straight up, we're trained to target. We're trained. Listen what I'm saying, y'all. We're trained to target the black community. We're trained to target communities that are disenfranchised, poor communities. We're trained to go in there and mess with them, to see what's going on. If we don't see anything happening, we make up something that's happening. If everything looks good and everybody's doing what they're supposed to do, everybody's following the ladder of the law, we go in and we create a crime. How do you create a crime? Well, say for instance, some poor cat is just walking down the street, minding his own business. He ain't doing nothing to nobody. Pull him over, shake him down. Hey, what's your name? Let me see your ID. Keep in mind, y'all, slave patrol. Remember? Let me see your papers back in the slave days. Let me see your paper. Let me see your papers. Let me see your ID. Okay. Show me your ID. Okay. All right, what you doing? Where you going? Where you going, boy? Some of them that are a little bit more brazen, they'll say, where you going, nigger? Where you going? I'm going home. Where you live at? Yeah? Okay. Why you walking this time of night? You just make up shit. Why are you walking at this time of night? I'm trying to get home. I just got off of work. Where you work at? I work at UPS. You work at UPS and you ain't got no car. You walking down the street? Well, I just started working. I just got off the bus. Why you being so combative? Stop resisting. Stop resisting. That's the case. Just like that. They crooked. Man, let me tell you something about law enforcement in America. They're making it so hard on all of the other officers who may have good intentions, but because it's so corrupt, they fall into the same category as all the other cops. Bad. It is a bad organization. It's time out to stop saying these are isolated incidents. It's time out to stop saying that these are situations where people got themselves into a bind. If he would have complied, if this would have happened. It's time out for the excuses. The people that are supporting these cops like they do blindly, the cop apologists, the people who are out here caping for police officers, they don't even understand that they are making it harder even for themselves, their quality of life for themselves. They don't even understand. They have no idea how hard they're making it on themselves when they make excuses for rogue cops and rogue police departments. And I dare say that every police department in America is a rogue police organization. Every single one of them. Because they have a certain type of mentality. There's a certain type of swagger that they have where they have a us against them mentality. And it should be totally opposite. If I'm a cop, I'm thinking I'm working for the people. I'm working to keep the community safe. I want the people to trust me. I'm out to get the bad guys and nobody else. I don't want nobody else. All I want is the bad guys. I'm here to make sure that old women, old men, children, people, period, feel safe in their communities. I want them to trust me. It's easy. This needs to be a very easy sell. I don't want them to ever question my integrity or to question my alliance. This is very easy. I'm the cop. I got the badge. I got the gun. When you see me, I want you to know I'm for you. I ain't for nobody else and nothing else. I'm for you. I'm a cop. And I wear my responsibility proudly. That's the type of dude I am. So if I jump out there, anybody that is not with that program, then their values run counter to mine. We're going to have a problem. We're going to have a problem right away. It ain't going to be festering. It ain't going to be a situation where it's going on for weeks or months and years, and I know these people are crooked. I know this guy is crooked, and I'm scared. I'm afraid to call him out. I'm afraid to out him. No, I'm going to get at him real fast. I'm going to let him know. I'm going to reassure the people that, no, this department, we not built like that. We not cut like that. And we do get down on dirty cops immediately. We don't give them no breaks because we understand that a dirty cop make our job harder. People have a sense of distrust right now with cops. This ain't just black people. Black people, we have it more because we've been more familiar with it. We've been familiar with it longer. But there's a number of white people who are defecting, Hispanics who are defecting, who are saying, you know what, man, it's too much of it. It's too much of it going down. Something got to be done. I'm telling you, I'm not advocating the slaughter of police officers. I understand that without some type of law, without some type of law officers, that we would be a chaotic society. That would be a martial law type society. I understand that. So I understand the need for policing, but we have to have some integrity in our policing. The way we police, there has to be integrity. If there is no integrity, then the people can't trust it, and what it's going to do is that it is going to breed contempt. And you're going to have a situation where the people are going to turn collectively on the police. Right now, it hasn't happened yet. But every single day, every single time another video comes out of a police officer doing something dirty, doing something despicable, doing something inhumane, they lose another citizen who would have otherwise sympathized or empathized with them. There's going to come a day, real soon, that people are going to have total disregard for police authority. We're not there yet. But the way we're going, the way we're moving in that direction. And we're moving fastly in that direction. Very fast. The so-called good cops don't understand that their silence is consent. They don't understand that when they don't speak out on dirty cops, when they don't check the dirty cops, when they don't reprimand the dirty cops, they don't understand that it creates a collective hatred toward cops. And I see Captain PY2, appreciate you. Always salute. They don't understand that it creates this contempt, and that eventually this Cadillac job that they have, don't get it twisted. Being a cop is an easy job. They try to make it seem like it's hard. Being a cop is not hard. Every now and then, a cop gets killed. But man, for every cop that get killed, I can show you 10 bus drivers. I can show you 10 window washers. I can show you 10 lumberjacks. I can show you 100 rappers. Being a cop is not that difficult of a job, but they make it seem like that because, you know, they have the job of, you know, their job description is to protect and serve. You know, I get it. They've been playing that game a long time and they scare the hell out of people, and people think that for some kind of way they're going to be safer if the police are well equipped, if the police have more military gear, if there's more officers, they're somehow going to be more protected. They're going to be safer. Let me tell you something. Hiring more cops don't make you safer. You're never going to be safe in America. There is too many guns on the streets. There are too many ways to get money, get away, do dirty deeds, and it be accepted. It's too many ways. You're never going to be safe in America. I don't care how much money you have, you're always going to have to watch your back. Even if you live in a community that's gated and you have armed guards at the front gate, at some point, you're going to have to come out of that community and stop at a grocery store or a gas station. Or you're going to have to attend a party. And you're going to have to be exposed to the rest of society. At some point, your grandchild, your child, they're going to end up at a party. And they're going to be exposed to sometimes to people who may not have been protected. They're going to get exposed. So you think that you can just spin your way into protection. You can just get behind your gated fences and just get on your computers and just blindly support dirty cops and their rogue doings. You're sadly mistaken. You're making it worse. I know you're thinking you're helping, but you're making it worse. America needs a complete overhaul of its law enforcement and judicial system. It's totally corrupt. It's totally corrupt from the top on down. It's bad. It's way worse than anybody could ever imagine. TMZ is the one who broke this video. I'm still trying to figure out how in the hell TMZ always get the damn story before mainstream media. Mainstream media used to be able to rely on ABC, CBS, and CNN. And then all of a sudden, now ABC, CBS, and NBC. And then all of a sudden, CNN came in, then CNN was the source to break the stories. And now, TMZ, you have a tabloid, you have a tabloid company that's breaking all the stories now. But they broke it. So salute to TMZ. I don't know what we'd be without you, man. Because TMZ be putting the stories out there. Yeah. Salute to TMZ. I just want to let people know that I'm not some dude who is just sitting around every time something happens with a dirty cop. I'm not sitting around just trying to attack police officers. I want it to work. It needs to work for the greater good of society. We need solid, productive, honest police officers. We need these departments to be ran with integrity. We need this, or else we're going to have total chaos. So I get it. But where we are right now, the police organizations throughout America, they are terrorists. They are terrorizing American citizens all over this nation. They are terrorizing American citizens, and they are doing nothing to improve their image. It's like they're not even interested in improving their image. They say one thing, but over and over and over and over again, we see them doing something totally different. It's just talk. That undersheriff in the LAPD, well, not LAPD, but LV, MPD, he said that he didn't see any racial element. It's nothing racial. He didn't see anything racial about Michael Bennett's arrest because, as he said, the arresting officers were minorities. He said that, like, people of Hispanic descent cannot be racist or cannot be prejudiced toward blacks. That was interesting to me because either he thinks we're fucking stupid or he's stupid. Either way, he's wrong. He's wrong. Now, some people like to say, you know, every time we start talking about race, they want to say, yeah, you know, if you're black, you know, here's the thing. They want to say you're race baiting. I'm not race baiting. I'm race stating. That's my term, y'all. I came up with that. So anytime y'all hear race stating, no, Willie D came up with that shit. When I was making that music, you know, I came up with a whole lot of shit that people say right now on the regular. A lot of people say use my references on the regular. I ain't tripping. But the difference between then and now, I'm going to let everybody know where it came from. So when y'all start hearing people start saying race stating on the regular, know it came from me. All right? If Michael Bennett was not a professional football player, he'd be dead. It's very likely that he would be dead. When they found out who he was, they had to kind of go through with it anyway, kind of go through with the arrest to a degree, and then they finally let him go. Now, this is something that was really, really, to me, disrespectful. Las Vegas Police Protective Association, Metro, Inc., they sent a letter to NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, and they pretty much was asking for the commissioner to investigate Michael Bennett. They say he lied on their police officers and said that they didn't put a gun to his head. Let me read this statement to y'all. Dear Commissioner Goodell, on behalf of the rank and file members of Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department, I request that you conduct an investigation and take appropriate action into Michael Bennett's obvious false allegations against our officers. While the NFL may condone Bennett's disrespect for our American flag and everything it symbolizes, We hope the league will not ignore Bennett's false allegations against our police officers. As you may know, Michael Bennett posted a Twitter message regarding his interaction with our officers. Bennett wrote, "Las Vegas police officers singled me out and pointed their guns at me for doing nothing more than simply being a black man in the wrong place at the wrong time." Bennett's message includes additional comments, which we believe are false and defamatory. We believe that a fair investigation will establish that our officers responded to one and the most dangerous cause a law officer can be assigned: an active shooter firing rounds in a crowded casino. As our uniformed officers entered the casino, they observed Bennett hiding behind a slot machine. When officers turned toward Bennett, he bolted out of the casino, leaped over a 4-foot barrier wall, and hid from officers as he crouched close to the wall on the sidewalk. I am sure that your attorney will tell you our officers had reasonable suspicion, which is the constitutional standard, to detain Bennett until they could determine whether he was involved in the shooting. Our officers, who are both minorities, had the legal right and obligation to detain Bennett based on the nature of the call and Bennett's unusual and suspicious actions. Our officers did not detain Bennett because he was a black man in the wrong place at the wrong time. Michael Bennett's claim that our officers are racist is false and offensive to the men and women of law enforcement. We hope you will take appropriate action against Michael Bennett. I am available to meet you and will provide any other information you deem necessary. Okay, the one thing that I will agree that he said, I'll agree with him when he said that our officers are, when he said that Michael Bennett's claim that our officers are racist and false is false and offensive. I agree with that part when he talked about the arresting officers. They're not racist. They were Hispanic, so they don't have the power to be racist. They were bigots. That I will tell you. Now, what Roger Goodell should do with that letter, when he received, this is the letter. This is it. So, what he should have done when he got that letter is what the fuck I'm doing right now. Ball that shit up and throw it away. Because it ain't worth the paper it was written on. The audacity of these bastards to put a gun to somebody's head and ask for an apology. To put a gun to somebody's head and contact their employer and ask for an investigation, to request an investigation. This is how out of control these people are, man. They're way out of control. They feeling themselves way too much. They got to be stopped. They got to be stopped. That shit got to be dismantled. All police agencies in America, every single one of them, I don't give a damn if you got a family member work for one of them or not. They need to all be dismantled because they're all operating under the exact same doctrine. They need to be dismantled, restarted. There needs to be some accountability. You cannot have the police policing the police. There needs to be independent organizations out there, an independent body made up of citizens who can check their asses. What kind, Think about what I'm saying, y'all. I'm a citizen. I go out and commit a crime. Let's say I rob a bank. Come back with 100 racks. You say, Willie D, you just robbed my bank. I say, no, I didn't. Then you say, well, I say, yes, you did, and I want an investigation. So you hit up my brother and you tell my brother to investigate me. And my brother says, you're right. I'm going to investigate it. I'm going to investigate him. And my brother comes back a few days later, a few weeks later, and say, oh, okay, we've investigated ourselves and we found that my brother is innocent based on the charges. There's no proof whatsoever that he robbed that bank, even if you have it on camera. You see my face cheesing. You got me on camera robbing the bank. But you investigate. My brother investigate me and say, man, he ain't robbed that bank. What recourse do you have? Go to the feds. The feds say, we ain't in that. We ain't got nothing to do with that. Or the feds say, okay, we're going to investigate. Then the feds come back, no, we didn't find any wrongdoing. This is what's happening, y'all. America is out of control. There is no law. There's only law on books. There is no significant law. There's no significant penalties for breaking the law if you are on the side of the law. If you are a member of law enforcement, there's really no penalty for you breaking the law. So at some point, people are being holding on because American people, boy, I tell you, we ain't got nothing else. We got some hope for your ass. We got some hope, and we're hoping like hell that we hold on and we can figure this thing out. We can get this thing right, because we know if we don't figure this thing out with law enforcement, it is going to be the hell for all of us. We understand that. So we sitting back and we hoping and we praying against all hope that something happens significantly, that we get an Elliot Ness in here to straighten this mess out. We're hoping, man, we hoping. But it ain't happening. I don't see it happening anytime soon. In fact, I see martial law happening quicker. And I'm telling you, for all of these cops been running out here yelling fire, fire, fire. When the real come, it's gonna be like certain parts of South America. America, U.S. ain't fit, they ain't had to deal with that. U.S. have not had to deal with that type of chaos, that level of danger with our law enforcement. We've never had to deal with that level of danger. It's going to happen at some point with the police, where people are going to be just going after cops. It's going to happen, because if the police don't respect the citizens, it's only going to be so long, it's going to take so long before the citizen just say, you know what, man, fuck it, what do I have to lose? And it's going to happen. And for those people that are politicians that are out there protecting them, that putting the law in place in the first place and allowing them to do what they do with impunity, at some point, it's going to start happening to them also. people are not going to care whether or not you're a judge or not. They're not going to care if you're a congressman, if you're a city councilman, if you're a mayor. They're just going to get at you when they have a problem. It's going to go away. The whole facade is going to be peeled off. It's going to be like, bam. It's going to be over. It's only a matter of time. Yes, people have been taking this shit for a long time. And so it makes people that are in law enforcement and government cocky. You know how it is when you get away with something for so long, you kind of get cocky. Kind of like in a relationship. If you're the type of person in a relationship and you are abusive to your significant other, or if you're the type of person that's disrespectful to your significant other, you're used to not paying attention to their needs and stuff, and then all of a sudden, one day, they just buck. And once they buck, you can never, ever get that respect again that you once had. Had you just backed off, got off the gas, you might have been all right. But once that person reached that breaking point, they get to a point of no return, that's it. That's it. Ain't no coming back. And I submit to you, that is what's going to happen in America. At some point, I can't put a date on it, but at some point, this shit is going to catch up with law enforcement and the politicians who aid them. It's going to happen. I can guarantee. It has no other way to go. There's no other way for it to go. How do you think Mexico got to be at the point that it got to be at? To where people just do whatever they want to do to gun law enforcement and they don't even think about it. The government created that. They created it. It's always the government. They created it. They created it and the shit got out of control. And now, anybody can get it. America has been able to only have a few cases here and there where you have law enforcement get hit up, politicians might get hit there and there, here and there, a judge might get hit. Been very fortunate. But that's because, for the most part, there's always been some type of penalty for people that cross the line. There's no penalties anymore. There's no self-accountability. There's no accountability whatsoever. What do y'all think gonna happen? At some point, it's gonna be over. At some point, the people gonna get so buck wild and it's gonna get out of control. Right now, law enforcement is really feeling themselves because they keep coming out on top. They keep winning. They keep getting off. Politicians, they keep getting away with dirty deeds. They keep winning. So it emboldens them. It makes them feel invincible. At some point, that shit's going to come to a screeching halt and it ain't gonna be nothing they're gonna be able to do about it. The best thing that they could do right now, at this moment, is to show the people that they want to get this right, that they want to do right by the people. Thomas Jefferson said, when the people fear the government, it's tyranny. It's tyranny. When the people fear the government, it's tyranny. But when the government fear the people, that's liberation. Think about what I'm saying. The government is supposed to fear the people, not the other way around. It's more people than it is government officials. It's more people than cops. It's more black people than it is cops. The people should not fear the government. The people should not fear cops. The cops should fear the people if there's going to be any fear whatsoever. That's who should be feared. The people should be feared. It is the people who write the check. The government officials can't get paid without the people. Police officers can't get paid without the people. Name me another profession where the person who writes the check fear the person who receives the check. Name me another profession where the employer fear the employee. Can y'all name me one? I can't think of one. We're in a bad position right now, man. We better get this shit right. We better figure this out real soon. What's up, Dex? Who's that? Daxter. What's up, Daxter? Clark. Appreciate you. Shamar. Always in the building. Aka. What up? Omo. I see you. All right, let me see what y'all saying. Chop on a muscle by mob for protection. Pumpkin. Dare show us the way. Charleston. They need to fear not to do the right thing. Monterey. Eastside Tony. 45% wave, kill fish. Shit, I'm in the building. Andrus Simeon. Dara Banks, Real Talk. Edward Tolliver Jr. What's good, bro? I see Leaf of Ambitions. UK in the building. That's what's up right there. I always love when others join in on the discussion. Eastside Tony, Detroit in the building. See Tavio. Actually, D-Tavo. Centavo. D-Centavo. Says we fuck. CH. I gotta go back to work. That's what's up. Rosemary Taylor. What's up, Rosemary? William Robinson. That's all in Houston right now. Big show of force. Bobby Andrews. What's up, Shy? The Narrow. We are all just trying to survive. There is no higher power than God. Bravo. Cops need 4 years of training at the least. Let me tell y'all something, man. It's not about how long these cops train. That's not the question. The question is what they're being trained to do and what they're being allowed to get away with. That's the question. Cops don't need to be trained a year, 2, 3, 5 years, all that shit. The first and foremost thing that cops need to understand is conflict resolution, because 95%, 97, 98% of their calls are going to be just solving conflict. It's not going to be a life and death situation. In fact, I'll say 98, 99% of their calls. The 99% of the interactions they have are not going to be involved any type of life or death situation. Most cops are writing tickets, and they're stopping, coming by people's houses to try to de-escalate, or at least that's their job description, is to de-escalate conflict, to try to have some type of, to inject some type of conflict resolution. That's what most cops got to deal with. So you don't need a year to figure out how to fucking de-escalate a situation. A lot of it is common sense. Let me pull you to the side. Let me calm down. Listen, calm down. Today's cops, their mentality is to raise their voice. If they hear something they don't like, the first thing that they do is raise their voice. Like, if I raise my voice loud enough, it'll scare them into submission. What ends up happening a lot of times is you're dealing with grown-ass people who are used to dealing with children, who are not used to somebody yelling at another grown-ass person yelling at them. So when you yell at a grown person, or you say something fly and slick to a grown person, you're going to get something fly and slick back 9 times out of 10. And what does that do? It escalates the situation. So most cops that I'm seeing now, at least on a lot of these videos that are coming out, they're escalating situations. They're not de-escalating the situation. So you have these issues where they don't understand how to even communicate. They don't understand basic communication. That doesn't take, if you can't figure out basic communication, if I can't have you you can't take some courses and I can show you how to de-escalate. Hell, I can teach you how to de-escalate situations. I can teach you conflict resolution inside of a week. But let's just drag it out a little bit so you can get used to it, so you can do it so much to where you become conditioned. Man, a few months, that's all it takes. Now, if you just ain't got that capacity to be compassionate, or you don't have the capacity to have mental stability, then hell, I can have you in this class for 5 years and you still ain't gonna figure it out. The bottom line is just some of these dudes are just not qualified to have a gun and a badge and have the authority over people. Many of these dudes are just not qualified to do that and to achieve positive outcomes. Many of them are not qualified. That's just the bottom line. And I don't even believe that a lot of these police officers are looking for people who are qualified, who are able-bodied and mentally stable. I think they're actually looking for people who are off. I think they're looking for people who are off, people who got bad attitudes, so that they can keep the status quo. I think they're looking for gangsters and crooks and thieves and liars, because that's all they hiring, seems like. That's my opinion. This dude, the police, I'm going to say it again. Police in America, they are lucky that the citizens have not collectively turned on them yet. They are very, very lucky. And as anybody knows, when you're on a lucky street, the idea is to quit while you're ahead. Now, I know for people who think that you can feel invincible. Man, I got Johnny Law behind me. I got a gun in the bag. I got the biggest gang in town. Man, nobody ain't worried about that shit you talking about, Willie D, man. You ain't worried about nothing. Then all of a sudden, bang. Bang, bang, bang. See, you might not get it, but you're going to get somebody else killed. You're going to get another officer killed. Probably one of the ones that people do consider to be good. Probably one of the ones who really are trying to do the right thing, but he caught up. You're probably going to get them hurt. That's what's going to happen. It's only so much people can take. It's only so much water you can put in the balloon before it bursts. And I'm going to tell you something else. For all these people out here who are cop apologists, I hear you. I see you all the time. I read your comments all the time. And it doesn't matter what happens, what the circumstances are, you always ride with the cop. I don't give a damn what it is. What happens, you just always. And I heard somebody say that it's like they don't understand. It's like they don't understand what's going on. It's like they haven't lived the life, so they just automatically think all black people, well, if the police did something to him, he had to do something to get shot. He had to do something if the police was interacting with him at all. He had to do something. He had to bring it on himself. At one point, I was thinking, like, you know what? Yeah, maybe it is that they're disconnected and they just don't know. And then I thought about it as I see it happening so frequently. I realized that nobody can be that dumb. Nobody can be that ignorant to see so many obvious cases on video. Nobody can be that stupid. So what it brought me to believe that a lot of these people who are cop apologists, that's the person that just follow the cops blindly, just always taking their side on situations, always looking for an excuse for why the cop acted so disrespectful, or why he killed somebody or whatever. I realized that it's not that they don't know what's going on. It's that they don't care. They don't care what's going on. They don't care, especially when it happens to somebody who don't look like them. Because when that cop shot that white woman, I think, was it in Colorado? Let me see, Colorado. I think it was in Denver, Colorado, I believe. But when that cop shot that white woman, when that Somalian cop shot the white woman, those same people that's always cop apologists, for that one instant, they jumped off the cop and they rode with the victim. That lets you know. They know what's going on, but they don't care when it happens to somebody that don't look like them. That's cold-blooded. I'm going to give a few shout-outs and then I'm going to get out of here, y'all. Let's see what y'all saying. Gabe says, how about all the diabetes in the hood? What's up, OG? Mike Pitts, wake up. Sophia, South Minneapolis. Real talk. She'll say, stay safe, Florida. Florida, we praying for y'all. We sure hope y'all be all right out there, man. Take cover. Don't take anything for granted. Don't take any chances. Because that natural disaster ain't no joke. It's real out there. Let's see. Yeah, what y'all think would happen if the next time y'all see the police just jumping on somebody, y'all know the police in the wrong, and they just fucking with somebody? What you think would happen if everybody just jumped in and got on that cop ass? What you think would happen? I ain't talking about one time. I'm talking about every time that shit happened. What you think would happen? I'll tell you what would happen. The police would start acting like they got some respect for the people. The citizens will regain control of the government. That's what would happen. But it has to be collective and it has to be consistent. It trips me out when I see these videos of a cop just beating the shit out of somebody. I mean, you can tell the person is submitted and they're down, they're out, and the cop just steady swinging, just steady well in the way. And people just standing around talking about stop resisting. Is that some conditioned shit or what? That's cold-blooded, man. That's cold. I say it again. When the government fear the people, when the people fear the government, that's tyranny. But when the government fears the people, that's liberty. No more talk.